Part 2 of the Rogue's little adventure. Let's see if we can keep him alive. Alright, let's go and get skinning and leather working, because there's going to be plenty to skin, isn't there, in this zone. Self-found adventurer, Soul of Iron. 30 copper. Ooh. We'll be rolling in it. Nearly got all the quests. Won't be doing Maggot Eye just yet. I was listening to before I started this, as I was heading home from work. Deep dive with Ali Abdal. And he was chatting to someone about dopamine, which is a very talked about subject these days. And part of me wondered if that was why WoW's changed with how society's changed, with things like TikTok, YouTube Shorts and everything like that, is why I say on retail you've got these quick dopamine bursts with doing daily quests and everything's so quick, whereas years ago there was nothing like that. If you just look at Classic, everything takes so long. So if this game was available now, if it just come out, would people play it because they're so built into everything else that's around it? Like with Facebook, like I say, and all the rest of them, where people think, nah, you don't get the reward quick enough off. But because it was built in at the right time where there was no social media, it worked out well. Just a little thought. Because if you look at all the new games, there's always instant rewards for things. Especially mobile games, not that I've ever played one. The only game that I've played for phone was Snake. That's about it. I don't think I've ever played any others. No. The thing I do most on my phone is listen to audiobooks. What was I after? Skinning knife. Right, and then we need... I'll get it, but I won't be doing it yet. And then... a new plague in there. Let's see how many people are about, shall we? There was loads on the last one when I checked. 1 to 10, 50. That's good numbers, that. Sorry. Can I draw any penis there? 11 to 20, 50. 21 to 30, 50. 31 to 40. 32, so there's less on that one. 41 to 50. 31. 51 to 59. What do you reckon, 11? 16. And how many 60s we got online? 24. Some of them in Stratham. So pretty good numbers, I'd say. Especially for people wanting to start actually doing this, because it's, if you saw loads at level 60 and then the 40s, 50s, it wouldn't exactly entice you to start with it. But when you've got them at the low levels, you see more people around, it makes you think it might be worth it. Can still loot those because he's attacking it. If you get him past half, you still get the loot. But say if he'd attacked it, if he killed it now, even though I've tagged it first, I won't get the loot. You need to get it past halfway. Hello, Mr. Warrior. He must like this zone if he's decided to come here instead of the Orc place. Here's a good zone. Right, Gordo's Task, Gloomweeds, Darkhound Blood. Try and do these in sort of an order. Obviously you have to be careful with it being hardcore. Not going to go overboard on being careful though. If we die, don't we? We've got the shaman on retail to level as well anyway. Is there a render in here? Yeah. I'll need to get first aid. It's important. Especially for rogue and warriors. Seems like now they've got self-healing. I had another thought earlier, and it was about picking your frustrations in life. Because I was frustrated, because last night I went to sparring, and at one point I rolled my ankle, sort of went over on it, and luckily it was alright. But it shit me up a bit, because last year I got injured twice. Did both my knees and had to go off work, so after that I was a bit more careful. And then towards the end of the sparring class, there's always heavy sparring where people can go in. You don't have to, and the rest sort of stay around the outside. And normally I go into it because I prefer it. I seem to be better at heavy sparring than light, but I decided no, I won't bother. Because I was too bothered about thinking about not getting injured, and less about actually beating the other person. So I thought, no, I'll just give it a miss. I'm not in the right mindset. So then after, when I was driving home, I felt frustrated, thinking I should have just done it. And I was mulling that over today, thinking, because I was reading The Art of Impossible, how it's good to be frustrated after certain things. Obviously not to the extent where you mull over something for a week, but frustrated to the extent where you go over it and analyse it, because it shows that you want to improve on something, and that's why, because it matters to you. So, I was thinking you almost want to pick your own frustrations in life in terms of, like, obviously I'm picking to do MMA, and that frustration's come about because of something I've chosen to do, where there's certain things in life where you can't help it and you get frustrated with things that are out of your control. Say if your boss is being a dick and there's not a lot you can do about it, that's one that's out of your control. Whereas says if you work for yourself, everything is under your own control, so the frustrations at work can change if you put the effort in. So I was just sort of mulling over that as a theory. This is what my mind goes to on a day-to-day. I'll run with a little theory in my head and then I just go off on tangents. None of that might make sense to anyone else. That might just sound like bollocks, but I thought I'd just get that out there. I used to be quite bad for, say, if I'd had like a bad day at sparring or when I was younger, football. If I'd played poorly, it'd do my head in for ages. Whereas now, like, I'll get home, it might wind me up on the night, but the next day, it just motivates me to do better. I don't sit and wallow and think, oh, poor me. That was close. This could have been over after, what, 9 minutes? Right, where are we going anyway? Right, we'll do those claws first, because then we'll have to sell stuff, and there's a vendor there anyway. I wonder if there's more people levelling in this than there is in retail. Be interesting to know that. if I had to pick a favourite, I probably prefer like level 1 to 20 in Classic Era, and then after that it's retail. That could go down to the old dopamine thing I was on about earlier in terms of getting things quicker, but it's just, it's so slow, innit? At the speed for between 1 to 20 is just a good pacing, I find. And it's easy, the quests are quite accessible. Like obviously you go from Death Knell to Brill, and as you can see from that map there's a lot there, and it's nice. Then when you got Silver Pine, slightly less, go across the Barrens, it's all good. But then slowly you sort of looking at the map thinking, right, where do I go? I'll go to Hillsbrad for a bit, then I'll go back across the Barrens, then I'll go to Ashenvale, which is time consuming. And even then, actually, I wouldn't mind it taking a while to get to 60, so long as you spent more time in one zone doing stuff. So I say, if you needed more XP to actually get to 60, but there was more quests available, so then you stayed in this zone for ages, and you went to Silverpine, you stayed in that zone for ages, and there was less time bouncing from zone to zone to zone. What am I even doing? Because it's the time travelling which I find annoying. Like when you've actually got a structure of what you're doing, it's fine. And you think, right, I'm in this zone for ages, I've just got to go north there, cross there, around there. It's alright. Oh, little rogue there. Someone 60, frostbite. 100% that's going to be a mage. I prefer this old town to the new one. Not a big fan. Oh, have I got enough money for a bag? No. Shame. There was a new video out for, what was it? I've just got a tab of it. World of Warcraft anniversary event and rewards overview. Oh, right, it's an overview. Not a video by Blizzard then. I think that's out sometime in October. Should be interesting. It does, don't it? Just, what is it? 6 more work days to go. I'm not counting actual days, I'm counting work days because then it seems less. I was going to click on the calendar then, but I'm not on retail so I can't. Got work next week, and then after that I'm off for a week. That's nice. My days off are random. So like this week it was Thursday, next week it's Friday, and then it would be Saturday, the following Monday. It sort of goes on like that. It's bizarre. So I get every 6 Saturdays I get off. Used to be alright years ago. I used to be able to get done. Race around on a Saturday, I'd be able to get done for the early kickoff. So like 12:30, whereas now there's no chance. You're not allowed. You have to work until your contracted time. Whereas before it was more job and knock being a postie at one point. I'm always waiting to get a comment under one of these for someone just to comment saying, "You chat absolute bollocks." Which there's time yet, The more the channel grows, the more negativity we will get. Which I haven't actually had any yet, surprisingly. All the comments have been good. Apart from one person mentioning something about not clicking. But he didn't really say it in a bad way. He just... I can't even remember what he said, but it wasn't really bad. And then someone else commented about saying, yeah, you'd be better if you keybind. But then when I mentioned my response between saying it doesn't bother me, he was pretty sound about it. So yeah, I would say 0 negative comments so far. Which on the one hand you could say is surprising given it's World of Warcraft and people like to moan. But on the other, it's probably because I'm not getting enough views for people to moan. Maybe one day, yeah. What I'd love, I've said it before, I'd love a Lord of the Rings MMO to come out, so I could explore that, and it'd be new for me playing it and new for everyone watching it. So I'd jump on it straight away. I know there's one out currently, but I mean an actual good one where the combat's not dreadful. I've got the second half of the Rings of Power episode to watch tonight. I only had time for the first bit last night before I had to go to bed. I say that as if I've got a bedtime. It's pretty good though, the first bit. Any bit with Sauron's in's good. The orcs were invading Eregion where the elves are. What made it better was there was no scenes with the two hobbits in. They're a bit annoying. That's putting it mildly. I'll stay away from him. Ooh, someone's died there, look. We're not gonna. Cheers, my friends. Cheers, my friends. Stole my bloody pumpkin, though, didn't you, shithead? Lingering chaos. He's gonna say something, isn't he? Remember me? Nope. Ah. Remember the Alamancer. Strange boy. He's gonna have to be careful if he's gonna AFK. I wish it was dark outside here. Like I said, I like playing this so much dark. I was actually gonna wait. I was gonna wait until it's what 10 to 5 now. I was gonna wait a couple of hours. But I don't know how much energy I'll have. What I might do is once I finish recording this, do stuff about the house, my usual stuff, then I might go on the shaman after. I'll see how I feel. Shaman's easy work though, isn't it? On retail. We're in the grand at the moment on that. I can't remember what level he is. I think he's at 40 odd. Yeah, because that 20 odd levels to go. I think what my plan for retail is just to get them to level 70. Like all the characters I'm doing. I was thinking about it today when I was at work. I don't see the point in videoing from 70 to 80. I just don't think it's that interesting. Because it's too repetitive. Whereas at least 1 to 70 is going to be different on all the different characters, because I plan on doing different zones, where 70 to 80 will be the same for all of them. So I mean, once I've done it once, do you need to see that again? Not really. I should really start reading the quests as well, to make it seem like more of an immersive story. What I try and do is I try and think of what I like when I watch people stream. And I've always liked them watching people level. Let's say if I'm playing on here and I've got my second screen there, I'm never really interested in watching people PvP, because there's too much going on, and then the person stops chatting. I don't really think people just watch someone else stream or video and that's the only thing they're watching. They tend to be doing it in the background of something else. So having PvP on isn't really a background thing. It'd be something you watch just that on its own, and I don't think people do that. They might, but I can't see it. Maybe as a YouTube short, seeing like a little bit of skill. But since I'm not the best player, that isn't going to be happening. And even raiding. Do people watch raiding? Like for me, that's even worse, because it's just chaos, really. In a different sense of chaos, I suppose you could. It's a more controlled chaos. But once people have got the tactics down, do you need to watch that? I wouldn't say so, unless it's like a brand new raid and you're a raider, so you think, right, I'll see what the tactics are for this. But once you know yourself, I don't think you're going to watch someone else do it. Because at least for PvP, there's a chance. Because obviously the dynamic of it's always different. Whereas like a boss in a raid's never randomly just going to do something different which you don't expect. That would be interesting though. I think I was a bit optimistic that I've started attacking him with not much health. But one of the good things about humans, at least, is when you get them low, they wander off, which on one hand can be bad because they can go on grass, but on the other, they're not fighting to the death. So once you both get, if you both are like we were then, I'm going to win because he's going to wander off. Right, I've got that protection on. We don't need to. We'll do that when we've got low health, make bandages. There's a party there. He invited me, didn't he? Or was that the other person? I think it's for quests like this, there's no point being part of a group. You've got to loot. Yeah, there's less chance of dying, but we die, don't we? Will I go again if I die? I don't know. If people think the videos are good, then I will. If not, then I won't. Just play a different version of the game. Because I only started this just to be levelling in Tirisfal Glades. That's the only reason. Not because I'm a lover of hardcore. I do quite like the idea of making your own stuff though. I suppose it's like I said earlier, being the creator of your own frustrations, like having netherworking and doing all that sort of stuff. Shaping your own destiny, I quite like that. Because then it makes your professions mean something. Because otherwise professions are a waste of time, for the most part. You'll have like a couple of items or that are useful, and then the rest you just don't need. Let's say in Wrath, I think it's Wrath, where the only thing you'll use is like, say, blacksmithing, is it sockets? Jewel crafting gives you better gems. Leatherworking, is it drums? Enchanting's good actually. That's good all the way up. Good for money as well. I love the Wrath pre-patch, so the end of TBC, where on my paladin I used to run Stratholme and then just render the crap and then auction all the stuff I disenchanted. I used to enjoy doing that. And then you had the prospect of maybe getting the mount from the last boss, which I never got. But just the thought that you might adds to the excitement, doesn't it? Right. We won't do that just yet. It's level 8. What have we got? I might have to do it next. Yeah, there'll be a lot of people around there. I wonder if there's people who don't like this song. I bet there is. Nutters, they are though, aren't they? Nutters. Definitely should have done more with the Scarlet Crusade. SM's such like a big building. To only have it as dungeons seems a waste, really. Apparently it was only going to be at one point just one big dungeon. I was watching, was it Mad Season? And he had a video and he was going to, was it WoW Secrets or something? And in the beta or the alpha I think it was just one big dungeon. That'd be far too big. Interesting thought though. I haven't skinned anything yet, have I? Let's get on level 6, just be a little lower level one about. This one. I'm sure I've killed stuff which I could have skinned though. Maybe you have to start killing some wild animals just to get ourselves some gear. Didn't realise I'd gouged there. I could have been doing that on people when I've been getting low. I've just been too immersed in chatting nonsense. There we go, look. Failed. Three spaces left. God, when we get to 10, dual wield him. Decrepit Dark Hound. I was thinking, is cooking worth it? Probably not. You get slight stat boosts, but you've got to carry then so much stuff around with, haven't you? Like to make the campfires and all the stuff to go with it. It's probably not. Fishing is, I think. You can get stuff in those boxes. Did I get backstab? Yeah. Dodge. Rip. How much XP does this give? Let's have a look at that bar. Not bad, it's quite a decent amount now, really. Skinning is one of those things which is quite good to get off. Because you're gaining something from it. Also, you're killing something so you get XP and loot. And then you get the leather. Mining and herbing, you don't get that, do you? You're doing... Is it Kata or Mists? I think it's Kata, isn't it? You start getting XP for herbing and mining. And then you get all the little buffs. Like skinning gives you, is it crit? Mining, I want to say stamina, but I'm not sure if that's right. And herbalism gives you life blood. That heal over time. That's a good one. Alright, Gordo. Recognise that name from something else. Can't think of what though. Not gained anything useful, have we? Coarse thread. We'll save our light leather for those items. Narco Lord. I wouldn't mind a little lock as well. We need ruined. Don't need that. I'll tell you what I actually quite like. The fact that we can't use the auction house in a way. Because then sometimes you look at stuff and think, should I sell that? You're mulling over whether to sell it or not. So the fact that I just know it's a straight out no, it takes that relief away. Almost a bit like I'd rather a no than a maybe for stuff when you're stuck in limbo. And a druid over here as well. People are taking it careful, aren't they? They're doing all the starting zones first. I think they're doing their starting zone, then going to the say like the undead one or the orc one. So they're doing all the green quests just to make sure they don't die, which is fair enough. I mean, you could make it so it's nigh on impossible to die if you take it super safe. But I suppose with elites and what have you, there's always a chance, isn't there? And then people die in the lift in Undercity. Ding. That's one thing I don't mind watching actually. Is some of the hardcore deaths, but some people do it on purpose for content, don't they? What level's this one? 8. That's what we want. Combine that with that, don't I? Coarse thread. I'll get a bag as well. Let's have a look at what moves we can learn. Oh, nothing yet. Evasion and eviscerate. Evasion's a good one. Like that. we'll need one each. So we'll do that one next. A little bit more copper. And I could have made another bag. Oh, I might get some from that quest. Not doing those yet, no chance. Gotta go down to the basement. Someone already done this one. Yeah, captured Scarlet Azeroth, yeah. Where's that person? I'll go and get that quest while we wait for him to respawn. I've often thought it'd be good to have like a pub, which is like an old-fashioned tavern, like with the layout, and then have like that music, like a bard. Difficult to clean, like, if you had it like this. Right, that was a level 7 quest, wasn't it? No. 7. There we go. So, where are we heading then? Down there? It's a bit... No, we'll go up there, I think. Hand that quest in and then go for the grave robbers. There's no way I'm doing that by myself. I can do the proof of demise. Said that weirdly. Yeah, that one. My mind, my flesh, I'm rotting. Collect 10 Doomweed, that's up here as well, isn't it? Yeah. I like how that's a level 6 quest, but it's surrounded by level 8 quests. Set my... I always put my Hearthstone there. Don't know why. $129, that's alright. I'll just make a couple of bandages just so I don't forget. What's that do? Spirit, I'm not bothered by that. Alchemy is quite a good one as well to have, especially on hardcore. That's what I normally go with when I'm making a rogue. Alchemy. Just so I can have all my potions while I'm leveling up. But I do that in sort of like the normal version of the game. With this, I'm going to have to create my own gear, aren't I? Since I can't buy from the auction house, I probably won't be doing dungeons. I just can't be bothered just farming a group and messing around with that. So it'll just be questing. You don't get great gear, do you, from questing, if we're honest. It's not like later versions of the game where they had a lot more gear into it. Leatherworking is going to be our option. And then the vendors. There's one in Silver Pine Forest that gives us 5 agility on boots or 5 stamina. I always go to those to sell. On the auction house, they always sell for quite a bit. The 5 agi ones. Obviously it's good for most people, isn't it? Like even warriors early on, shamans, druids, rogues, will all take 5 agility. It requires level 15 as well. You get a few items early on which last for ages. If you get things like Cereal Sylvanas. The 2 rings you can get from there are class. One gives you 8 strength, 3 stamina, and the other one gives you the reverse. One you get from the quest, and then the other one you just get from the 3rd boss. You have to be careful around here. I was going to get, when I logged off I thought, oh, I'll go and get professions before I finish, but no. I think with this character, which I should really do for all of them, everything is going to be filmed. I'm not going to have like one moment where I do random stuff off stream. Or off recording. Apart from something like selling stuff to the vendor, that'll be it. But even that takes 2 seconds. It's not like on retail where my bags are just overflowing and it takes a couple of minutes to sort what's going to be warbound equipped, which one I'm going to sell for transmog, what's going on the auction house. Crap. I hate that. See how like I came off him, so my things didn't work anymore. My combo points. Close one. What's my phone on? 90%. Slap those on. That's the thing, you have to make sure you equip those before you go to a vendor, because that would just automatically sell those with them being grey. Well, it would because of the add-on I've got, which most people are going to have things like Latrix Plus, aren't they? Very rare that people these days don't have any add-ons. Wouldn't say you need too many in Classic era. Well, you wouldn't need many in any of them, I suppose. Still got that on. 8 minutes left. Oh, I'll put that on. Start down there. I'll forget. Doesn't seem like a great deal, but you never know, do you? That could be what saves our life. This is one of those things that's good for a warlock. You just curse them, jump over there, jump back over. They're perfect for hardcore things like that. The only thing is, if they get touched, they take a lot of damage with them being clothies. Game changer once you get Siphon Life though. Once you get that, it just feels like you're indestructible. You take on loads. I've never really gone the other specs. I think that's could be my next plan for retail is to level a warlock after the shaman. I'm not sure though. So I won't mind going melee, so it could be rogue and then warlock, I'm not sure. still got 20 odd levels on the shaman to do, haven't we? So that's a problem for another day. A longbow staff. Ooh, vendor for a silver. Yes. Right, so we'll dispatch him. All the XP adds up. Been a couple of close calls, haven't we, today? Once you get to a certain point with Rogue, you do feel a lot safer. Probably around about 22 when you get Vanish. The poison quest though, we'll have to wait a while for that. When you have to go to the north of the Barrens. I think you get the quest at 20, but I'm not doing it at 20. No chance. I can't use mace. I think it's even to learn the other weapons. I think it's about 10 silver, which is a lot. So I need to learn one-handed swords. Not leveling with daggers. I'll kick yet, don't I? Suppose if it's only taking spirit off. Not really an issue, is it? Alright, 2 more mongrels. 2 grave robbers, and then still some doomweed. We'll leave him alone. What level is he? 10 is it? Yeah, no chance then. Level 7. Not exactly like I've got greens or potions or anything to help us if it goes to shit. Wait a couple of seconds so we've got full health. Don't take a lot off those, do they? Nice, right. 2 grave robbers and some doomweed. Got to be careful, haven't we? Don't want to randomly just get attacked. We need to pick our battles. That was a nice one. Got a little rabbit there. Quest like this is useful when you've got herbing. It pops up on your mini-map. The ones that are there currently is just guessing. Does seem to be quite a lot about though. It's not taking us too long to kill stuff. It's been quite good so far. Silas. I had to backpedal away. I could have just clicked stealth. I didn't even think of that. Idiot. I'm going to blame the fact that I've been at work all day on that. It's just because I've only got backstab and they see me at this sort of level, so I just haven't really had much point in using it so far. Different when I get things like cheap shot. That's a good move to have. When you get cheap shot, kidney shot. Vanish. Obviously blind. Kicking gouge. Right, good moves there. Nine and 10, and what's that left? 2 grave robbers, isn't it? Lovely jubbly. Oh, sprint. That's a decent one. Shame the cooldown's at 5 minutes. You can reduce it with 2 talent points, but don't attack that. I want that. It's good and bad when you've got loads of people around. Good on the one hand that just people to help you, but bad because the respawn rate of things is increased. So 1 minute it could just be that, and the next minute 3 just pop up. I've had that when I've been in caves and stuff like that's happened. This is one of the characters where you think you're not too bad. As long as you're not in combat, obviously you can quickly press stealth. Or if you're higher level you can vanish. Say if you're on a warrior, you're knackered. Paladin, you might be able to bubble. I don't know what they've done about bubble hearth actually. I can't remember if they've stopped you being able to do that. I know that was against the rules for all the hardcore rules that they had, all the streamers and all that did it. That was an easy way to just level a character to 60, wasn't it? Get in trouble, boom, bubble hearth. And pretty much you just never die then, would you? This is it then. I always thought they should have this like this graveyard as your name gets written on it. Say if you die at 60, you could click that and it'd say like death row, died, Western Playgrounds, carrion bird or something. The only problem is if you had a couple of natural ones that wiped, I could soon get pretty full. There must be more graveyards about though in the game. And I suppose it'd incentivise some people just to have a ridiculous name and do it. Yes. A couple of sneaky ones. Ooh, 2 moves, isn't there? Evasion. Eviscerate, I'm not getting pickpocket yet. I won't really use that much. Only better by 2, but still better, isn't it? Don't need that. I'll keep that. That for first aid. That I'm just keeping for when I'm level 10 for dual wielding. Is there something in here? Oh yeah, I was going to learn new moves, wasn't I? Unavailable. Eviscerate, evasion. 50%. Decent amount of that. We could really do with one of those dropping another bag. That would be spot on. Right. So next time we've got Scarlet Insignia rings, pelts. There's some questionable quests there, isn't there, where we could die. But yeah, that'll do for today, I think. Oh, I'll leave that out because I need to go and do the thumbnail, don't I? So I'll end that, go and get that, and then I might go on to the shaman later on.